I don't know where I got all these.
Unknown transforming robot. It's probably shit, but if I just bet a quid, it really won't matter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ray here, back for another Transformation review thingy. And today I have been channeling the ghost of Debussy. Very nice. So it's Dinobot today. And it's also the auto assembly green. This is more, this just by happy accident really. But it reminds me that auto assembly is close and getting closer. I'm probably going to keep mentioning auto assembly, and as the days get closer and closer to auto assembly, other reviewers are going to be mentioning auto assembly. So it's just kind of a get used to it kind of a thing. And yeah, I'm making a list. I'm very soon. I'm going to be in about a month or so. I'm going to be asking people to submit their lists, their auto assembly lists, and there is something that I really want. You know, it's like last year. The thing that I really wanted was Universal Ramjet, and of course I can buy these things at any time. Really, at any time, I can go on online and find somewhere what I want to buy. You know, that's just the way it is. But it's not nearly as much fun as finding it, as going out into the wilderness and finding it, you know? Which is, it's kind of how auto assembly works for me. I go there and I hunt for it. It's kind of the ultimate hunting ground for a Transformers fan. You know, that thing which you want may potentially immediately be there. And that's what we want from online shopping. You know, we want it to be there straight away in the house as soon as we buy it. So it's that kind of thing. It's that kind of appeal. And last year, the thing that I really wanted, it's a lovely sunset today, was Universal Ramjet. And I got it. You know, it's not that it's particularly remarkable, but it was the thing that I needed. Do you remember I spoke about that? That thing that you need. Kind of in an OCD kind of way. It was the thing that I needed. There is one of the things that I need this time is another Ramjet, and I feel a little bit ill for saying it, but it's actually Revenge of the Fallen Ramjet, because I have Starscream and Skywarp and Thundercracker, and I just want the Ramjet. I am actually a fan of that mold. They look pretty good, they feel good, nice heavy plastic, and now I want that Ramjet. And I lost one today. Just was in my sights just a little bit today. But I lost it. The last hurdle. eBay. Don't you know? Dinobot. Now here's a little thing about this guy. Why have I so many Dinobots? Dinobotions? Dinobi? I don't know why I have so many. But I do. When I got my Transmetal 2 Dinobot, I was very excited by it. And I knew that it had been clipped. You know what I mean by clipped? Yes. Dinobots are often clipped. Because he has a design flaw. Let me just get straight on to him here. There he is. But before I get straight on to him, in the way, I'm going to show you the original Dinobot. This is, of course, the 10th anniversary version. The one that's a little bit show accurate. The one with all this shit going on here. I'm not going to review him. I don't need to. But he's got a whole lot of shit going on here. And he's got two giant chocolate limes stuck to his underneath, right? So this is the Transmetal version. Transmetal 2 version, excuse me. And he is a nice thing. He's big for a deluxe. As you can see, there's an awful lot going on. He's bigger than some Voyagers. He is. He's got a lot more stuff going on. This is the thing. When I say clipped, this, as you can see, has been snipped from its housing. Now, the reason you would have it snipped from its housing is otherwise your Dinobot's arms will be permanently like that. And given that does look very good, it looks pretty cool. But the problem is that it will not move in this mode while this is unsnipped, and you essentially have to break your Dinobot in order to pose it. It's a very unnatural pose, and it's not going to go anywhere. It is essentially fixed, which renders all this kind of nice machinery and stuff here completely and utterly redundant. Now, a much more natural pose, we imagine, for a raptor is this kind of thing, where he can, you know, hang around like that with all these Velociraptor chums. But he can't do it while these things are intact. that is one of the fantastic little design flaws that you find now and again in bots. Nice bit of sun going on out there. I'm trying to think of other really major design flaws. This might be the one. This is the one that stands out most of all for me. For other people, there might be something else. Like I know on TF Wiki, there's a whole page devoted to design flaws. Don't even know if this one's mentioned, but this is the one that sticks out most for me. This is, of course, the bone white version. There is a bright white version as well, but I like the bone white version. I have to get the bright white version, but you can see it kind of works because he is extremely skeletal kind of thing going on. I do want to get this guy intact. So what I want from Auto Assembly, as well as all the other things that I want one of these guys, MOSC, mint on sealed card, and I want this shit going on completely intact, and I will not open it. And then I can happily snip away these because these are freaking ugly hanging off. But he makes a much better pose whenever you cut these things off. You see, these ones are still intact. Those ones don't matter so much. Now, gimmicks in this mode. Yes, he has little gimmicks. First of all, Spark Crystal. Spark Crystal is in a very strange place. Actually, before I'd even do that, a little bit of background, ladies. I'll just get it with this Dinobot here. Not enough to do you any harm. Special Operations Combatant Predacon. Yes, I believe he was Predacon at this point. An eerie and immoral regeneration of the former Maximal hero. Dinobot was synthetically reanimated online as a vicious combat expert, silently and utterly depraved. He wields his deadly warrior skills at Megatron's beck and call. Skeletal hybrid of organic and Cybertronian life, he slices through any substance with transmetalized talons. Like that, transmetalized talons. That'd be a good name for a thrash metal band. Ooh. Wouldn't it though? Transmetalized talons. Moves at lightning speed with reptilian cunning. His ruthless clone paralyzes his prey by channeling Rampage's noxious spark energy, which now fuels his existence. So his clone channels Rampage's noxious spark. That's nice, isn't it? There he is. He does this with his head. You can flip this shit up here and just make him look a little bit silly, but there's his Predacon Spark Crystal. It does that. Lots of Transmetal stuff. All this Transmetal flakes off. It just does. Transmetal shit flakes off, which is why you should have one on display and one in the box, and never open that box. His jaws will open, and he does this very funky little thing. When you pull his head back a little bit like that, you can expose this kind of little, alien queen, H.R. Geiger kind of thing going on in there. That's cute, isn't it? It's really cute. There is a funny gimmick in this. He's got a slashing tail. Now, you could just kind of do that because his tail is rubber anyway. But no. You see this odd thing. You can move it from side to side and that'll happen. Little bit strange, and you're laughing with me. Yes, why not? Now, in order to transform him, you take this shit off here. I'm sure that comes off straight away. Yes. The sexy version of this is Rapticon, Beast Machines Rapticon, and I want that. My list for auto assembly is getting longer. My list this year is longer than last year's list. But I often think I know everything about Transformers. And then I find things that constantly surprise me and bemuse me and confuddle me. Even when sometimes I think the less initiated have... might come up with something. Have you seen, for example, this or that? And I'm thinking, oh, it doesn't exist, but whatever. But it does exist. That happens to me all the time with Transformers. I love it. I think I know everything. I don't. Fantastic. Look at this guy. He's got this wonderful big bunghole now. Looks like a baboon's arse from the back. Really like that because it's just comedy, nice bit of comedy. Haven't transformed this guy in the longest time. So let's see exactly where I get on. Basically, you just kind of pull them apart. Yeah. Now, if you didn't snip this shit, then these his arms will be fixed in a permanently unposable position. But not only that, they just wouldn't look right. It wouldn't look right as either as a bot or in his alt mode, because the position that his forearms will be fixed looks really, really odd. Now, his face, I'm going to show you very shortly, resembles very closely Cackle, and you all know who Cackle is. If you don't, you will very soon know who Cackle is. This is the bone white version. not the bright white version. It seemed to kind of go well with the whole kind of skeleton coloring of this guy. Uh, there is something kind of a little bit Ray Harryhausen skeletally thing going on. His hands are completely fucked up. You know, he's got these what George would call and what I now call super deformed going on, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. But the posability of this guy is pretty good. But if you don't snip this shit off, you're getting nothing from me. You're getting absolutely nothing. Now we just gotta get, yeah, his the actual Dinobot, the Dinobot bot face resembles very closely Cackle. I'm just gonna show you that now. Yeah, he's almost identical. One sec. This is a little Cackle. So when I said Cackle, I meant Frostbite, of course. So there's Dinobot's head. You see, he's got this whole kind of "where are your papers" kind of vibe going on. Kind of a yes, Fritz kind of very very funky little thing. Now it's not focusing massively well, but I've taken Frostbite, who I meant, of course, and you can see they're so close now. You look at this Frostbite and go, my Frostbite doesn't look like that. That's because I've painted the ass off this guy. Very, very similar. Look at them. They look so good together. You can stick both these Decepticons together. They do look good. Ooh, there's an interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen. Separated at birth. Never thought about that. Can even take this big old weapon thing. Exactly how does he hold it? Christ on a bicycle, I don't know. How does he hold that? Exactly, where does that go? Ah, there we go, it goes like that. So he holds it like the original Dinobot does, kind of just juts out from his hand. Really kind of unwieldy. You know the way it just kind of sticks forward. And it doesn't even want to go into his hand. It doesn't want to go in there. You see there's a post there, there's the port. Doesn't want to go out, does not want to go on at all. Ooh, I just won't put that in. But look at this, I've never noticed that before. Frostbite and Dinobot, Transmetal 2 Dinobot, separated at birth. Wow, they are the spitting them out of each other. Oh, I like that, never noticed that before. This is a very, very funky guy. You've got to do a bit of modifying with this guy because of his design flaws, or you get one and you get another one. I don't actually think he would stand if he didn't snip these things. You get one and then you get one mint unsealed card and you never open that bitch because it goes down in value, of course. But I like to have bots in packet, as you can see, and I'm getting more and more of them. I'm kind of getting to the stage where I have so many bots that I now need. See, that's what we say. Need. I feel the need to get the bots that I really like, either mint in box or mint unsealed card. Rapticon, because he's black. He's black and silver, and he looks freaking sexy. Never noticed this before. It's very interesting because there's a whole kind of similar thing going on in the back. I wonder, do they have the same designer or something like that? Does anybody know? McFeely probably knows. McFeely, can you tell me? Can you shed a little light on why these guys look so similar? It's not happy coincidence, is it? Nice. This is the bone white version. I want the bright white version, and I also want Rapticon. That's the Sexy Beast Machines repaint. I love Transformers. Good night.
Now that's what I call a robot in disguise.